Hi, this is Rich in Phoenix, and I am doing one of my videos on the heat in Phoenix. So if you're thinking of moving here or you just moved here, you can understand what is happening with the heat and the weather and what it's really like. No propaganda. I even shaved for this video somewhat, and I'm using a gimbal for the first time in my life, so apologies if I don't get this right. So today is the 19th of June, 2025, Juneteenth. I just got back from lunch with a friend. Typically, I would walk there. It's 0.6 miles to a place called Bobby Q's at 32nd Street in Camelback, but I'm not an idiot. I drove. Why? Well, according to AccuWeather, it was 113 degrees. The real feel in the sun was 117, but it was only 112 in the shade. And that is your basic heat index, which is the kind of thing you're probably used to on the East Coast, where it might be, say, it's 95 degrees, which would be extremely hot, and 90% humidity, and your heat index might be 110. And we get those heat indexes or higher in Phoenix all summer long. So I'm used to it. I always carry water. I don't go out in the middle of the day. It's good to be a vampire in Phoenix during the summer. I tend to stay in during the day. I've been retired for a long, long time, effectively since 2008. I know how to adapt to the heat, and I want to make sure you understand it. So last year, 2024, was the hottest ever recorded since records have kept for the city of Phoenix. And the records go back to the late 1880s. You can question the accuracy, but it has definitely gotten a lot hotter, especially at night due to the urban heat island effect. I have some statistics. It's from 2024, which even for me really wore me down. So here are some of the statistics. 113, that is the number of consecutive days of 100 degrees or higher, breaking the old record of 76 in 1993 by just a wee bit. 70, that is the number of days in Phoenix with temperatures at or above 110, breaking the old record of 55 days that was set in 2023. In other words, 2023 set the record for 110 degree days, and then 2024 broke that one by quite a bit. 98.9, that was the average temperature from June through August. The hottest ever, and breaking the old record of 97, which was set in 2023. You notice a pattern here. So that was an increase of 2.9 degrees in 1 year over the old record. That is astounding. Those type of records typically will take a century to get that type of increase. 21, the number of consecutive days in October when Phoenix broke daily high temperature records. Again, hard to believe. 113 degrees. That was the high temperature on October 1 and 6 of 2024. That's the hottest October days ever in the history of Phoenix. October 7th, the last day in Phoenix history with a high of 110 or higher, breaking the old record from September 18th set in 2010. So as you can see, there were a number of other days of 110 or higher between September 19th, which would have been a new record, and October 7th. That just happened to be the latest temperature reading of 110 or higher in 2024. 94.6, the average temperature in September in Phoenix, breaking the old record of 92.2 set in 2001. So again, broken by a substantial amount of temperature degrees. 82.1, that was the average statewide temperature in Arizona from June through August, breaking the old record of 81.2 set in 2020. Okay, now why did we get so much heat in 2024? This is according to AZ Central. Meteorologists attribute Arizona's hot summer to weather patterns. Not surprisingly, you would expect weather patterns to be part of the reason. A dry monsoon, which I'll talk about what the monsoon is in another video. Having been to India in the monsoon, it's not really a monsoon. Climate change and Phoenix urban heat island, a phenomenon where roads, buildings, and infrastructure absorb and re-emit the sun's heat, making the city hotter. Now, when I moved to Phoenix full-time in 1983, we still got hot temperatures. It wasn't like there wasn't days over 110. And the record for Phoenix for a hot temperature was 122. And as I recall, and this is off the top of my head, it was 1989, thereabouts. But when I first moved here, it was significantly cooler at night. There was about 1.5 million people in the metro. Now it's about 5.5 million. It's past Boston Metro, is the 10th biggest in the country. Huge amounts of red roofs, blacktop everywhere, which absorbs the heat. And when I first moved here, there were significant cotton groves and, orange groves, cotton fields. And that helped cool at night. And when you went out into the cotton fields at night, it wasn't cold, but there was a little bit of a chill even in the middle of the summer. Not anymore. And it is not unusual to wake up in the morning and it's 90 or 95. One of my favorite days in the last couple of years, we had a day where it was 96 degrees for the low, 116 for the high, and a 1 mile high dust cloud enveloped the city of Phoenix and the surrounding areas. No rain. And people called that a dust storm. Recently, they've been calling it haboob, which is a Middle Eastern term for their dust storms, and I think that's probably a better description of what's going on. In any event, this level of heat is really debilitating. You can get used to it, yet you can adapt to it, but I just want to warn people that this heat is unrelenting. It tires you out. I'm 67. I'm used to it. And I'm somebody who used to hike the Grand Canyon, walk 18 holes of golf in the summer carrying my clubs. I obviously wouldn't do that at 67. I'm smart about the heat. But we have a lot of deaths in Arizona from the heat every summer, hundreds and hundreds of deaths. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. Again, I'm not telling you not to move to Phoenix. I'm not telling you not to enjoy Phoenix. I just want to have a realistic presentation so you understand what's happening here. And there'll be a number of additional videos where I'll talk about this and other things that maybe are helpful to somebody trying to understand the heat and where to live and how it works and what you can do as far as adapting in Phoenix and not getting yourself in health trouble and maintaining an enjoyable life. So bye for now, and happy Juneteenth. Freedom for everyone is a good thing.